Spain just won the World Cup. And they did it in the most ruthless way imaginable. They did not just beat teams, they dismantled them one by one. Spain won the entire tournament, conceding just one goal. 1. No champion in the history of the World Cup had ever done that. Ever. They controlled every game so completely, their opponents barely touched the ball. And in the final, that control did something nobody thought was possible. They held the defending champions to 2 shots in 120 minutes. Neither one even hit the target. That is not luck, that is a master plan. So here is exactly how Spain built the perfect team, and why it broke the greatest player who ever lived. To understand the final, you first have to see the road Spain took. They knocked out 4 of the strongest teams on the planet. Austria, Portugal, Belgium, then France in the semi-final. 4 brutal knockout games. 1 goal conceded in all of them combined. Now Spain absolutely attacked. They scored goals and created chances. But they did it through total control. Not chaos. Every single move was deliberate. The secret is possession. If you keep the ball, the other team cannot score. Spain attacks patiently, keeps the ball, and slowly strangles the game. They attack without ever losing control. That is the whole genius. And in the final, that control produced numbers nobody could believe. In the final, Spain faced one enormous problem. His name was Messi. You do not stop Messi by chasing him, he is far too good for that. So Spain did something far smarter. They cut off his oxygen, the ball, and the mastermind who did it was the best player of the entire tournament. Rodri. He never scores the spectacular goals. He does something much harder. He controls time itself. He decides when the game speeds up and when it slows down. His job in the final was to sit in the middle and cut every single pass to Messi. Every ball aimed at Messi had to pass through Rodri first. Most of them never arrived. Cut the supply, and even the greatest player alive becomes a spectator. If you are finally understanding how elite football actually works, hit subscribe as we go. Because what this plan did to Argentina is almost impossible to believe. Argentina, the defending champions, managed 2 shots in 2 hours. Not 2 goals, 2 shots. And neither one even hit the target. That is what a perfect plan looks like. You do not just win, you erase them. And then, in the 106th minute, Spain struck. Ferran Torres scored the only goal Spain would ever need. 1 goal, because 1 goal was all this machine ever required. But tactics alone never win a World Cup. Something deeper drove Spain. They had something most teams simply do not. Total patience under pressure. Most teams panic when a game stays level. They rush, they force it. Spain did the opposite. The longer it stayed level, the calmer they got. Every player trusted the system completely and knew his exact job. No single superstar carrying them, just 11 pieces of one perfect machine. And that was the whole story of the final. Argentina had the greatest individual, Spain had the greatest team, and a team almost always beats an individual. But one Argentine almost broke Spain's perfect plan single-handedly. Their goalkeeper, Emiliano Martinez, was absolutely superhuman. 11 saves in one final. The most anyone has made in World Cup final history. 11 times he stood between Spain and the trophy, and 11 times he held. But here is the cruel truth about even a perfect performance. One man, no matter how heroic, cannot beat an entire system. He saved everything, except the one shot that decided the World Cup. And Spain's perfect plan had one final, brutal casualty. This was the last World Cup of the greatest player of his generation. He still finished with 8 goals and 4 assists. Absurd at his age. He dragged an entire nation to the final almost single-handedly. But not even Messi could break the most complete team ever assembled. When the whistle blew, he sank to the ground. And he collected his runners-up medal with tears in his eyes. Not the ending anyone wanted for him. But football does not write fairy tales. It writes something more honest. The perfect team wins. So that is how Spain built the perfect World Cup team. Control the ball, control time, and control the greatest player alive. 1 goal conceded in an entire World Cup, a record that may never be broken. So tell me down below, was this the greatest team you have ever seen? And if you made it this far, you clearly love the game. So subscribe. Now you know how Spain really won it. The game has not changed. You have. You're welcome.